Sorry, I was thinking of something silly there. Sorry, I'll do it again. So every time I play that, I think of this story. It's really stupid, eh? No, come here, I'll tell you. It's about... We got any Mexicans out there? No? Good, listen to this. Come here. It's all about this fellow called Pedro. See, he was a peon, a Mexican peasant, right? He was one day riding back into town on his ass, sitting on his donkey. When all of a sudden, out from behind a cactus bush came Black Pete. Now, Black Pete was the meanest bandido in all of Mexico, and he has a gun, and he says to Pedro, Pedro, take off your sombrero. Pedro could do nothing to take off his sombrero. He said, Pedro, eat your sombrero. Pedro could do nothing. He had to eat his sombrero. And while he was eating it, Black Pete laughed and he laughed. But while he was laughing, Pedro grabbed the gun off him and said, okay, you, Black Pete, you take off your sombrero. Black Pete could do nothing. Pedro had the gun. You eat your sombrero. Black Pete had to eat his sombrero. And while he was eating it, Pedro laughed and he laughed. And he jumped on his donkey and rode into town. All of a sudden, on the outskirts of town was Black Pete's wife. And she said to Pedro, Pedro, you seen Black Pete? Pedro said, sure, we have lunch together. Ah!